Do you Americans realise that America is now releasing oil from its strategic reserves in an effort to keep oil prices down? So Biden is trying to make himself popular with you guys by depleting your strategic oil reserves. If there's an emergency, there will be nothing left. Do you know that? You are actually on the edge. Now, who else is on the edge is Europe. Because Germany has no, I don't know whether they actually have strategic oil reserves or gas reserves or anything. They've just been keeping it flowing through Russia. And Russia, according to this article here, has been threatening to cut off Europe's gas supplies. And it says here on Friday, that is the day I'm making this recording. So if all the lights go out, you'll know what happened. Mind you, we don't run... Here in Britain anyway, we don't run lighting on gas. But you get the idea. I suppose some of the energy generation is from gas. Look, Britain relies to a large extent on France for energy supplies. And France relies to a large extent on Russia for energy supplies. This is a very comfortable, or has been up to now, a very comfortable situation which we can no longer sustain. People have to realise that food security and energy security, even on a basic level, every country has to do it. And I blame, and Germany is in the worst situation there, and I blame them for their comfortable life. They have for so long been spending their money on social programs, on pensions, on healthcare, because the Americans have been paying for their military costs. And then they were getting their gas on the cheap from Russia and just sitting back and expecting life to be comfortable and wonderful all the time. And then they've discovered they've created a monster. And the monster is, it's not only Germany, of course, but they're paying in large part for this monster to carry on its rampage. So while the Germans get to turn up the heat on their central heating systems, they are paying for the Ukrainians to sit in their bombed out houses, unable even to get water. I believe there are people now dying of hunger in Ukraine. It's pretty awful. And yet, if Ukraine goes, look, it's just going to be another step in this Dugin-esque scenario that Putin has come up with. Alexander Dugin, a sort of economic mystic in a way, a Rasputin of geoeconomics or geopolitics, who believes that Russia, with its sense of destiny, has to dominate the European continent. And so when they went into Chechnya, and the first Chechnya war and the second Chechnyan war, oh, we didn't do anything. And then they went into Georgia and chipped a chunk off that, and we didn't do anything. And then they went into Crimea, and we got a little bit worried, but they didn't do anything. And then Crimea wasn't enough. They had to go into the whole of Ukraine. And suddenly we woke up, and now we're in a pickle. Because there are people suffering in Ukraine. There's 2 million, mostly women and children, all over Europe dislocated. It's a terrible situation. 2 million people. And, 2 million people. And when I put my name down on the list to house a Ukrainian refugee, do you know what the lady who rang me up to check my situation and the house and all the rest of it? She rang me up to ask me a series of questions. Do you know what the first, well, it was almost the first question. I think the first question was to confirm my name, my age, and where I live. And then the next question was, what sex were you assigned at birth? That's where we are in the West. While people are fighting and dying in Ukraine because Our comfortable life gave us the space to ask people what sex they were assigned at birth. Disgrace. And telling everyone off for being a bunch of self-satisfied, selfish stinkers. This has been Graniopteryx. I am to be found on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute and Minds. I am also on Twitter, Gab and Parler as @Graniopteryx. And when I upload a video, I always tell you about it on Twitter, Gab or Parler. Now, what else is there? Yeah, please click the like button, share the video, check you're subscribed and support my channel if you can. Until next time. Why not treat yourself or a favoured relative or friend to these magnificent examples of merch? The mugs and t-shirts come in the Graniopteryx design or Grambo with a firearm or the more deadly knitting needles. Go to www.graniopteryx.com and whatever platform you're watching this on, please click like, subscribe and share.